Okay, try it out. Ah, okay, here we go. Okay, cool. I can switch it. Okay, I was getting a little concerned. I was getting a little concerned. I was like, fam, how in the world am I supposed to get this? All right, anyway, what is happening, everybody? It is your boy, Coach Sean, and I'm back again for another live. I got about like 50 minutes. All right, I just want to kick it with y'all and hang out a little bit. So I appreciate you a ton. Uh, if you're new here, this is a safe space as we are here to build healthier, happier, and whole relationships with yourself, with God, and with others. Because without the first two, or safe relationships with others, it's just hard to build and navigate. Appreciate y'all a ton. Shout out to Q in the building. Glad to see you here. What's up, Glitzy? It has been a minute. Good to see you. What's up, Lauren? How you living? I'm on here for like 50 minutes, and then I got a call. I thought I would just get on here and spend a few minutes connecting. And as always, this is a space for you to ask questions, all the things, as we're just sitting and chilling together. I have a little bit of a topic I want to start this thing off with, but again, as questions come in, callers may request, I'm here for it. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel. Okay. All these lives that we're doing here are being reposted over there, in full length and in clips. All right. So be sure to check that out. I have a new video that just dropped last night. I got another new video dropping tonight. All right. All these clips and highlights from just calls, conversations, things that I think you could benefit from listening back to. If you are new to any of these streams, you can catch older ones. I'm still like behind because we were having a good stretch of doing streams daily. So I'm still doing some catching up. So some of you might see yourselves on there. Some of you may not. It's all good. All right. Don't just, ain't nobody cutting you out. Just trying to make some room for some more content. All right. So be sure to check that out. And we can keep going from there. As always, you guys know, at the top of my page, you can actually get your free relational diagnostic through the link. You can also take the free attachment style quiz through that same link. All right. So you can know your attachment style as well. And if you want to get started on my secure program, designed to help you go from anxious or avoidant attachment to secure attachment, I have a free 1 week trial available right now. I want you to jump in there and get some wins because other people are in there and getting some wins too. Okay. So just send me a message with secure and I'll be able to get you going on that. And yeah, that'll be that. All right. Oh, nice. Your TikTok. Oh, absolutely. Hey, I appreciate your time, Glitzy. Yeah. And that's actually something I want to transition this conversation into here in just a minute. Because I think it's very, very apparent that there needs to be at least maybe even on this side of things, further. Hey, I'm excited, Erica. See you in like 47 minutes. I'm on here quick and easy, in and out. Excited for our session as well. Hey, if you want to be like Erica, you want to be dope like Erica and get a discounted session. As this live is up and running right now, I'll have a discount going live, okay, for a 50% off session. All right, so just send me the message so I can remember it. Send me the message discount. All right, and you will get a book, a Calendly, a discounted Calendly. All right, for a discounted session, 50% off. And I can get that right to you. So you got to schedule it within the month of June, though. All right, because it expires after June. All right, so be sure to do that. If you want to be dope like Erica, we got a session coming up here quickly. So I'm excited. So yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the recent content, because I think it's really, really important. Use is incorrect. That's tough. What? Ah, okay. All right. I'll be checking that. Give me a second. I'm checking on my Calendly. What's up, Kay? How you living? How you living? Um, and so yeah, I think the recent content is something we're going to be talking about a little bit. Let's see here, but we got some questions flying in. Appreciate you guys a ton. Be sure to ask your questions if you want to come up and talk a little bit. Ask your question. Take a few minutes to ask. I'll take a few minutes to answer, and we can keep moving from there. And then, of course, if you want to put it up in the chat, we can definitely talk and process it through there. Shout out to Giano. Hopefully, I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, correct me. I got cheated on and replaced, and she's posting him everywhere. How do I heal? Yeah. So, number one, I want to recognize and acknowledge how tough that is and how challenging that is. That is not an easy thing. It's an abrupt transition. Something that I think you could easily say our bodies are not typically naturally available to do when it comes to just simply transitioning from one place to another so quickly, so frequently, especially when it comes to relationships, emotional investment, all the things. So it's a lot, and that's a lot to carry. So I want to start with that. Secondly, I want you to realize that her posting him everywhere after the cheating and everything else, I think this is kind of what fits into the lane of some pillars that I have set for a lot of these conversations. I did not create it. It comes from Tony Robbins. But he says something really good where every decision we make is defined in these three categories: experience, meaning, and action. Right. So the experience, the decision made is what we put our focus to, lack or abundance. The meaning is the decision or again, the definitions that we're attributing to experiences we have based off of what we're focusing on. And then the actions that follow, right? Everything that kind of connects into those directions. So I think you want to be mindful, as hard as it may be. Okay, let me back up. One, I think it's important to grieve the loss of this relationship. Obviously, there was a lot of emotional investment involved. There was a lot of in-depth connection involved, and we don't want to bypass that. We don't want to hurry through that. We don't want to try to remove ourselves from that. We don't want to hurry through that at all. Okay, so we want to give ourselves time to do that, and just feel the emotions as they come. Secondly, I think it is important that we look at the situation and we're just curious, hey, what is the meaning that we're attributing to her decision to do that? Right. And I know it can feel hard to not attribute negative meanings to that, as if it means you're not enough, you were the wrong person, or, something along those lines. But we want to be able to catch those because that isn't necessarily what that means. Truth is, people who cheat, it's not always because there was something not being done for them in the relationship. Oftentimes, not, maybe I don't want to say oftentimes, but sometimes the infidelities that step in from people that are caused can be towards a lot of other things. And it has less to do with what wasn't given in the relationship and has more to do with where this person is, the reservations they have, the lack that they're moving in. Okay. And so we just want to be mindful of that and not carry and cling to the meanings that you might attribute to her doing that to, be something negative towards you, negative towards what you guys created and built. We want to be very, very careful of that because it can mean a lot of different other things. And we don't know exactly where her mind is and what she's into, what she's doing, where she's going. And we don't want to give legs to thoughts that really haven't shown up, or legs to things that really aren't matching our reality. I think that's really important. Outside of grieving it and being sure that we're mindful of the meaning, I want you to see this as an opportunity. Healing from this, in a lot of ways, we need to regulate our bodies, ground ourselves in the present. We also need to engage in practices of reframing what this experience means to us, right? Because this is easily what I like to call the middle. And in the middle, regardless of what type of relationship you had or how it ended, the middle can be a place where you're in between relationships, experiences, whatever, and you might be leaning towards extremes on how to handle it, right? Being in these moments, it is easy for our thoughts to just cling to the idea that all women are trash, women aren't worth anything, I'm never trusting another woman again, all those kind of things. Very easy to do, right? Very normal to come across those thoughts. Not to say it's normal to participate in them, but it is normal for those thoughts to occur because of the level of pain that was experienced. we don't want to cling to those, especially if it goes against what we really desire, which is marriage, love, consistency, long term relationships, all the things. Um, and so we really need to be willing to heal that. Um, I'm doing a lot of explaining here, but I think what could really be helpful from an applicable standpoint, man, I actually have a whole breakup kit designed to help people process through things like this in real time. Um, if you're interested, send me a message. Just send me a message with the word breakup kit, and I'll get that over to you. Because I think in that you'll actually be able to navigate through what I have created is like a 9-day get over your breakup course, but also a lot of applicabilities to be able to double down on, work through all the things, and I think it's really affordable. So be sure to check that out. But yeah, I think we want to be careful of the meaning we're attributing. We want to give ourselves time to grieve the relationship and what it meant to us, and we also want to be willing to be get in positions where we're able to regulate our bodies and get into the present. As difficult as that is, because there's just a lot of abrupt pains that are here. And sometimes a lot of what I'm saying now sounds good, but it doesn't really click until we start engaging it and doing reps in it. And so I hope that made sense from a very surface view of that. And I appreciate your patience. Um, oh, y'all got some good questions coming in here. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Got a caller here. Let's see. Nadia.
Hi,
Hey, what's happening? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I see like a
Awesome.
lot of good questions here, and like I just feel like, you're giving really good points. Like I really fuck with that, and it's like, hey, like I seen someone they literally commented. She was like, "How do I heal from suddenly being ghosted?" And I'm like, "That's not your fault. Like, regardless if you're a man or a woman, being ghosted is not okay. Like, there's so many topics that I feel like, and I feel like women. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, this new generation of women, they're mean. They're very mean, and they could be very like heartless, and that's not okay. Like, so men, women, stand up, fight for what you deserve. Like, cause me, I had to learn that. I had to. Ooh, she ended it, but I just found out she cheated on me at the club, and I don't know how to hit. Oh, baby.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Hmm. Yeah. Did you have a question or?
Oh, I was definitely gonna ask you though, like,
Yeah.
what's your like opinion? So, like, as a man, because
Hmm.
like I have a boyfriend. I've been in a long term relationship. We're together almost 2 years, and he's in the military, reserve. So he only goes once a month. But on our anniversary, he's always gone for 2 weeks without a phone.
Hmm.
And we've definitely had our problems. Like we've had like infidelity, not on my side, his. And I always wondered, like, do you really believe a man can change? Like, because it wasn't, this is the hard part. So we first got together and he cheated on me physically a couple days after, but I didn't find out till after a year into the relationship. And it was with a woman he worked with. Right.
Hmm.
And I'm a forgiving person. I work on things. I don't give up. I really believe in loyalty and honesty. So even if I'm honest, like it might come off rude, but I'm always honest. I'm not going to lie to you. And I just want to know, like, do you really think a man can change from those kinds of things? Because, like, I haven't seen repeated behavior, but he still pushes some of my boundaries, if that makes sense.
In what ways? Could you give an example?
Um, so, like, this is gonna be TMI, but whatever, it's life. Like, we're all adults. So, like, I personally, like, okay, I'm cool if, like, we're being intimate and you record, because I know he's not the type. He's not gonna send it. He's not gonna post it. We're cool. Like, we have that. We've already had that talk. And I'm not gonna be with somebody that I feel like I'm not gonna offer that option if I feel like you're gonna turn on me about it, right? Like I have his passwords, I have everything. So if I wanted to, I'd go delete the videos anytime he's asleep. It doesn't matter. But he consistently turns to like watching porn. And I'm like, I'm right here. Like and we live together and I'm always at home consistently, giving you whatever you want, providing whatever you need. And it's like I feel like that's not a big ask because it's like I'm giving you the opportunity to like record anything you want. But like
Okay.
as a man, how do you feel about that? Because like men, and women, we have different mindsets.
Sure. Um, and I think even though there are different wirings and mindsets that are present between men and women, I do think what is common is healing and truth. I don't think
Mm.
those things are different. I don't care what gender you are. And so, with that being said, to answer your question, I do believe anyone can change. I
Yeah,
just think it's the measurement to one's willingness to change, or the measurement of one's change is based on their willingness to change, right? So if I notice that there are behaviors that are taking place that makes my significant other uncomfortable, or obviously there have been challenges within the relationship and we have learned to navigate through them and repair, I do think it's in my best interest to make sure that those behaviors are not repeated.
agreed.
And
And like that's so fair. I thank you. Thank you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, I think it's in my best interest that those behaviors aren't repeated, and that whatever it was that pushed me to participate in said behavior that harmed my
Right.
significant other, I need to be able to do some work emotionally, mentally, whatever the case looks like, in order to get that handled and done. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, and so I think now here's the thing though, because I think also what's asked behind that question that isn't often spoken, but can be assumed, is how long do I wait to see the change that I'm wanting to see in my significant other based
Hmm.
off of the things that have happened? Would you say that's a fair question that you carry, or is it different?
Definitely because it all happened like last year, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to work on it because he's been trying to change, and I tried to explain to him. I was like, and he explained to me the reason he gave me like I asked him. I said, hey, I know I didn't do anything wrong. Like I know I can be a lot. Everybody's a lot, right? So we all have our issues, but I was like, I never cheated on you. I've never lied to you. I've never been dishonest. There's never been a time where you had to question, does this girl love me? Does she support me? That's never been a question, right? And he was like, no. So I told him, I said, I know I didn't do anything. So I need you, if you really care about me, to look deep within. And he told me, like, his past relationships really hurt him. And he was like, honestly, you're the prettiest girl I've ever been with. And, I really thought you were just going to leave me. And I was like, that's a fair reasoning. But at the same time, you have to remember it hurt, right? So I bring it up sometimes, and then he's like, you're still holding it against me. But I'm like, I just found out about it. But to you, it was a year ago, 2 years ago. But to me, I just found out. So it's new.
Mm-hmm.
And
Go
it's
for it.
it's a really deep, like, it is like someone commented, it's a really deep betrayal, and it really is, because it's like, do you think I'm stupid or something? It's like, I'm asking you to your face, is there anything else you need to be honest with me about? And he would lie over the stupidest shit. Like, he was like, oh, I have 6 bodies, but then it turns out he has 8. That's only 2 more. You're a man. Like, I'm expecting 50. Like, you could have just been honest. Like, I was honest about me, you can be honest about you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's really fair. And maybe just to explain kind of what's happening in that moment, right? So to men, not to say this is like right or wrong. Let's just focus on more so of like the design and makeup of the
We're all
psychology.
different. We're
Yeah,
all different.
between men and women, right? So like
Oh,
men look at sex as an act, something you can
yeah,
just do, right? And with
right.
women, there's a whole lot of different processing that is incurred and engaged in the brain. More
Mm,
so when it comes to the brain seeing that as like this is a not just a reproductive moment, but that you're literally preparing like for birth, for
right, right.
child, for labor, those kind of things, right? So there's a lot more that goes into it. And without
Okay.
even going further into it, really, you bringing it up isn't because in his mind it's being held against him or held over his head. You're searching for safety because there was a challenge to that safety with knowing of this infidelity.
Yeah,
And so I tell people often that if this is something that is going to work, if this relationship is going to work after an infidelity, which it can happen, people can come back together, repair, grow
right.
beyond the offense, all the things. It takes both people making that decision, but it also takes both people committing to what that process looks like, whatever it looks like.
Right.
And on one hand, right? So if you find yourself checking phones, asking questions, all those things, because obviously it's still something that has impacted you emotionally, inwardly, then if he's committing to the healing process of that, he has to willingly allow that and answer any and all questions. Like that's a part of the process of redeveloping broken trust. The body typically, when trust is broken, can take, not to say it has to take this long, but science will tell you that it can take 2 years to rebuild broken trust because trust is earned in drops, lost in buckets.
Yeah.
So that is a very real process, but it takes both people willing to do that. So let me say it like this, because I can tell just by listening to what you're saying, and just from coming from like a more healed perspective, like he has a lot of things that he's wrestling with from past hurts that he hasn't dealt with, um, and I think for you, you have to be willing to look at this for what it is and genuinely ask yourself, do I have the capacity to navigate the bumps that are present in this road to carrying a long term healthy relationship with this person? Because if they're doing it now, there's a great chance that that's something that you'll continue to see later. And that isn't to scare you, but that is to be in the reality of things. We like truth.
Exactly.
And so let's be honest. What we see now, we have a great chance of seeing more of later. And especially if he isn't at a place where he feels he is, regardless of where he is, military, all the things, if there is a lack of sexual discipline within him at this stage and at this space, and he's unwilling to address that and deal with that inwardly and how that cultivates a healthier relationship, that spells danger. And
And
so I'll say it like this in an analogy, because again, like I said, I believe anybody can change, but it's about the willingness and desire of someone. And then the reason we change isn't to, save a relationship, although that can be a side effect to changing. The change happens because we understand it makes sense. This is the
right.
right thing to do for me to have a healthier life and to be healthier as a man. Okay. But let me say it like this. I said an analogy yesterday, but I'll keep it short. Um, have you ever taken a flight anywhere before?
Uh-huh.
You have. Okay. Has there ever been any like turbulence that
It
you've
was literally
experienced?
my first flight, and it was a lot of turbulence on the first flight.
Wow. Okay. And so what do you remember experiencing on that flight with a lot of turbulence from the pilot? Um,
Anxiety. I remember
yeah,
my seatbelt. I never took it off.
yeah,
And then a couple flights later, everything was smooth. But the first flight was woof,
yeah. That first flight was rough, and
rough.
that's tough. That's the first experience. But let's keep moving, right?
Hmm.
Because if you remember that experience, a good pilot in that moment um, would get on the intercom and he would announce to the flight that there's a lot of turbulence happening and it's going to take about an x amount of minutes to get out of the turbulence, to get above the clouds,
Hmm.
and to get onto a smooth sailing flight. And so he's giving instruction, right? Put the bags underneath the seat, fold the trays upright in the position, stay in your seatbelts, and you know um, lean forward, even if it's to that degree
Right.
of a turbulence. He says, well, we'll be out of it in like roughly what, give or take 10, 15 minutes as an example. Okay. And then, of course, as you get through those 10 minutes, it's bumpy, it's riding. He'll get back on the intercom. Hey, we're about like 5 minutes out from this turbulence. Be sure to keep your seatbelts buckled, trays folded, all the things, and we'll be back to a smooth sailing flight. 5 minutes goes, 5 minutes comes and goes, and now all of a sudden you guys are above the clouds and you're on to a smoother flight. Right?
Hmm.
There's a few things that happens in this example that I think we should really look for in relationships with other people. Number one is self-awareness.
Hmm.
Okay, the pilot never lied about what was happening. The pilot never lied about where the positioning was. He never lied about how it would impact his passengers. He was honest that there was turbulence. He was honest that this was impacting the ride, and he was seeing it clear as day. Cool.
Right.
Then he communicated that. He communicated a plan. Play, fold the trays upright, put your bags underneath your seat, all the things, because this was a communicative plan that allowed everybody in the passenger area of the flight to feel safe and to know that there's making progress to get them out of this. But there's some instructions that we have to follow in order for this to actually come to pass. And then thirdly, there was genuine progression. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
stay in the turbulence the entire time. He didn't tell you it was 10, 15 minutes and 30 minutes later you were still in the turbulence.
Right.
Okay. He was honest the whole way through, and there was intentionality and progress that was seen. This is something that we should look for that gives us indication on whether or not we should wait for this to continue to grow, because we're seeing honesty, we're
Mm-hmm.
seeing communicative plans put in place on what we're going to do to deal with this, and we're seeing progress. Now, we're not asking for this person to go 0 to 100. We're
Of
asking
course.
them to go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Can I see genuine progress? Is there a difference in this person between when this issue was first mentioned and, within what, 3, 6 months? What are we seeing now?
And I've seen progress, and like,
Okay.
but the thing is, like, my main thing was like, I told him, a lot of we have social media. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
has social media. We're all on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of sexual things on social media.
Sure.
Like, it could be men or women. It's sexual, and he would follow accounts that were very sexual. And I told him, I said, hey, this bothers me, not because I'm an insecure woman or anything like that, but it wasn't the fact he was following them. He would comment. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're making comments, to me that seems like you don't want what I got to give you. And mind you, he's living with me from the like damn near beginning. Like, living in my house, I'm driving you to work, I'm taking care of you, I'm feeding you, like, and I'm never going to hold that against him because I chose to do that. You didn't ask me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't ask me to do that. And I'm not a perfect person. Like, I have mental health issues. I am bipolar. I have my issues, but I'm honest. And I'm never going to lie to you or be disloyal because that really matters to me. Like, and literally like a month ago, he he literally was like, following a girl that just came to like drill. He was like, oh, she's new and like she started working with us, so I followed her to be nice. And I said, but what if I was being nice? Like, how would you feel? I asked you to simply not follow girls. I just said 1 year. That's it. I said 1 year. Just show me you can do it for 1 year. And 1 year, it's still nothing. Like, he still follows girls.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be like, I'm sorry, I fucked up. And I'm like, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt because we're all human. We're all people. We all have issues. There's issues within all of us. And I feel for him. I do, because I mean, he has autism and he's like high functioning like me. Like, we're both autistic.
Mm-hmm.
His mom and his family life is really hard, but it's like at the same time, I've given all I can give. And like, he's been gone at drill literally since Friday. And I just asked him if he ate. And I cashed out him money the night before. And I didn't respond for an hour because I was talking to a friend. And he got mad at me. Mind you, he knew it was my... Sorry, I'm trying not to get emotional.
No, it's not.
He knew it was my sister's death date. She killed herself when I was 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him, I said, hey, like, this is a lot for me today. Can you just not be mad at me? But he was like, oh, well, I can't call you no more because I'm going to be in the woods and, you didn't respond to me. And I was like, I came home at 3 o'clock. You have my location. Like, you could have called me and said, hey, I'm finna leave. Like, because we're not going to be able to talk on our anniversary either. And it's one of those things, like, I'm such a forgiving person because I've been through a lot. And we're all people. Like, it kills me that our society has come to this because it's like, we're all just human and we're all trying to make it. So I don't get it. And I told him, like, I'm trying to work on things because I was really bad at apologizing. Like, whenever we get into arguments, I would tell him, I'd be like, well, you did this. And I'm like, but that's not a genuine apology. Just because he did something, that doesn't give me the right to disrespect him, right? And I would apologize, but he can never forgive me. Like, he gives me the silent treatment. And I told him, I said, that bothers me. Like, it really triggers me. And he's done it for 2 years, and he'll give me the silent treatment for so long. And I'm like, but I've forgiven you for cheating on me. And I mean, like, You've hit me, I've hit you, like things have happened, but I'm here and I'm trying to give you a safe space to be, but it's like I feel like everything I do is not enough.
Mhm. Before I tell you this, can we can we breathe for a second?
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to come on your life crying.
No, it's
Like,
okay. It's okay.
no,
This
it's
is what it's here
not.
for. This
You're
is what it's
so
here for.
you're so positive. I'm so sorry to everybody that's watching. I don't mean to cry.
This is what it's here for. This
I
is a
appreciate
safe
that.
space. This is what it's here for. And we want to be able to be a community that can support you through this. This is what it's here for. Your tears are welcomed here and safe here. Okay. I want us to do a second. I want us to take 10 breaths. I want us to do in through the nose for 4 seconds, slowly exhale for
Okay.
6 seconds. Can we do that? We'll do it together.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Slowly exhale.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm
Feel a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, definitely. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Let's keep doing it. Let's keep doing it. You got it. You're
But
doing good. You're
it's
doing
just definitely like one of those things. It's like it's hard when you've been through a lot. And thank you, Nicole. I see you in the chat. Thank you.
good. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Robin, thank you.
Yeah. Uh,
But no, it's just like I feel like there's so many good people out here, like men and women, because there's
mhm.
great men, and I feel so bad for them because they never get chosen, and I'm like, that's a good man, like that's somebody who actually gives a fuck. But y'all gonna choose these other people that are horrible, like you know. So
Mhm.
I definitely feel for everybody, and I just wish that we could all get genuine love. Like I don't understand what's wrong with people these days. Like I love my man, I do, and he talks about marrying me, and he tries to change, but it's like if you're still doing the same things over and over, at this point, what can I do?
Yeah. So I think what I want to tell you is that I think you have enough data to know um, what this is and what this isn't. And of course, I can't make a decision for anyone. Um, at the end of the day, people get off of this live, get off of calls, and they've got to go and make the decisions for themselves.
Right.
But I look at this, and this doesn't sound conducive and in alignment with what you want and with what you need. And I know that there is a lot of, you can have a big heart and love people dearly and provide the safest space and be the safest person you can be. But when someone who is not connected with themselves cannot see that and cannot put themselves in position to receive it, it doesn't matter how gentle, kind, loving you present yourself to be. When someone has proven through their behaviors they are unwilling and can't, they won't. And that doesn't mean that it's something wrong with you or that you are not enough of a person to be able to be chosen, wanted, connected, and prioritized. What we run into is the limited capacities of an individual based on where they are that reveals the healing work they have yet to do. And yes, we are all human. We all have things to work through. We all have things to build and do. But just because we're human doesn't mean that we're absolved of doing intentional work to be healthier humans.
And
It
that's
all plays a role. And I think you have enough of a data sample size to look at this not for what you want it to be, but for what it is. And from what it sounds like, is there is a lot of incongruence and misalignment. That seems like this is not a relationship that you probably should continue to be in. And that's just from what I've heard from the little you've shared. And there sounds like there can be a lot more, but I don't know if there's enough that you could share from what you've shared that's like it would change. Um, you've seen enough,
genuine.
and you can love hard and do all those things, but you're at wit's end. And what that's going to do over time is drain more and more from you to where you stop being recognizable by people that you're around that love you dearly. And that is a dangerous sign.
Yeah. And I mean, genuinely, like, since I've been with him, and it's like, everything kind of just went wrong. Like, and
Mm.
it's not because of him. I'm not saying it's because of him, but like, it's just something I noticed. Like, he moved in, and then my mom, like, she started treating me really bad, and she kept trying to kick me out. And I have a lot of health issues, so I can't work. But I've been trying. Like, I've been door dashing and stuff like that. And I told him, I was just like, you know, if you really love me, you'll change because I change for you. Like I work on things and I make sure that I'm aware of what I'm doing because I know that I love you that much that it's I'm willing to change. And he was like, I'm trying to change for you, but like literally last month, like, boyfriends and girlfriends, they play fight and everything. And I was play fighting with him and he like sat up and slapped the fuck out of me. And I was like, okay. I was like, and I gave it to him because I was like, I mean, whenever he cheated, I like punched the shit out of him, and I was like, maybe that's fair, maybe that's my karma.
No, 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 no. Like, no. That, If it's happening now, it's a, this is a very touchy subject for me because I have intentionally helped people through things like this, and I've been around people even in my own family who have been through things like this. Listen to me, sweetheart. There is no amount of reasons or excuses anyone can give that gives anyone permission to put hands on each other. Okay.
Right.
And there is no excuses, rhyme or reason for a man to put his hands on a woman.
But I had did
None.
it, so I thought it was my fault. I
No,
thought,
no, no. No. And we can take accountability for the things that we did, but that does not welcome a reaction response. No, we're not excusing any of the behavior. Both of you are wrong. But that doesn't mean that you need to stay in this to prove anything to him or to the situation that you're better. Mm-mm. This is not okay. And I really want you to see this now. Um, do you have do you have children?
no, thank God.
Okay. Do you want children?
I mean, I do eventually in life, but
Yeah. I want you to think about this. If it's not obviously for people maybe that are around you, I want you to think about this for your future children and family that you want. This is not this is not a situation that is beneficial for you and for your life. He feels comfortable enough now, even in play fighting, to hit you like a man. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop here.
and
And
I
if
don't.
you're not careful, it'll end up being so much worse later down the line. End it.
And I told him like it really hurt me because I was like, you're gonna hit me, but you never put your hands on those women who were living in your house and cheating on you,
Mm-mm,
but yet I'm play fighting with you and you hit me. And he was like, I feel bad, like I'll kill myself. And I was like,
mm-mm,
that's
mm-mm,
manipulation. Like, why are you manipulating me?
mm-mm. That's nothing but signs of abusiveness right there. I need you what I need you to make a decision. And I'm talking like, okay, cool, he's gone away, whatever the case is. Um, I don't want you to waste no time. I think this is a situation you need to leave like today.
I'm on my,
This is not safe. This is not welcoming. This is and whether that is you need to call authorities, you need to, move his stuff out, whatever it is, like if you're asking me as a coach in this space, this This is not, we need to end this now, today.
I just don't get it. It's like I don't know, and I have like such a bad problem with feeling like maybe I deserved it or maybe I did something wrong, but like I know that like if you actually care about somebody, you know where their heart always lies, right? You know that they mean good or they mean well.
Yeah, but that doesn't apply here.
Exactly, and he never does that. Like he can never forgive me. I he got mad at me because I couldn't remember what pork rinds were called for some reason, and I was just like, we went to the store, we bought them like 2 times in a row, like you were with me. He was like, why the fuck would I remember what you buy? And I was like, maybe because if I wanted something, you would go get it.
Mm.
And he was like getting mad at me, and then he sat up in my face and he told me to like shut the fuck up, and he screamed it, and I got quiet for a second. Then I had to remember who the fuck I was, and I was like, I can actually speak if I want to. And I was like, you're acting like a bitch. But then I was in the wrong.
Well, I think everybody has their role here, but again,
Agreed. Agreed.
everybody has their role here, but that does not give an excuse to stay. That does not give an excuse to try to solve it, fix it, or to continue trying to rebuild this. It takes two. And right now, you're the only one that's trying to put in effort. But again, you're dealing with somebody who is just straight up dysfunctional and abusive. And I don't, and it doesn't matter the conditions that this individual has, autism or not, whatever it is, that does not give anyone an excuse to behave the way that they do. If you're aware enough to make a decision to want to lay with somebody and get in between somebody's legs, you are aware enough to not put your hands on people, to apologize, to take accountability, to take responsibility, and to end dysfunctional behaviors so they don't continue to be repetitive. And if you are aware of that, but he is not, then you have to make the decision to walk away. And that is my diagnostic here. Walk away. Leave
Yeah.
today.
It's just like so hard. Cause like I've only been okay. I'm 21, but I've only been in 2 relationships. Like I've never been like a hop around type of girl. That's just not who I am. I've always
Mhm.
given my all, and my first relationship sucked. Like I didn't even realize there was so much going on there. And when I met my boyfriend now, he helped me through it, and he was like, "Baby, you were being like sexually assaulted. Like a lot of shit was happening to you, and you didn't even realize." And I was like, "You're right." And he's still there for me when anything happens, but it's like when stuff between us happens, it feels like he doesn't like me. And I ask him, I'm like, are you getting into the phase to where like you don't want to be with me, you just don't want to break up, or you don't want to say nothing? Because like, let me know. And he was like, no, like I want to marry you. And I'm like, but you're not acting like it.
So what speaks louder, words or actions?
And I mean, like, he's done better, but it's not great. Like I said, followed a girl last month when I was like, why would you do that? Like, there's no reason for you to do that. And she's younger than you. That's weird. Like,
What's
stop.
what's better or what's
Communication has been better. He's been more honest. Like, he talks to me, but we've been arguing more about stupid shit. And I'm like, what's. And, like, even if I say I'm sorry, he still holds on to it for days. And I'm like, but I've forgiven you for the biggest shit, and you can't forgive me?
yeah. So here's my thing because I do have to get ready for a call. Okay, so I do
Okay.
want you to follow up with me
I did.
via messages. Okay,
Gotcha.
um, but here's the thing because I think we could easily keep this going, right?
Hmm.
Back and
Hmm.
forth, and there's sharing, there's rhymes, and there's reasons.
Right.
Um, but I really need you. Well, I really need you to see for yourself what this really is instead of what you want it to be and what you hope it can be.
And,
And
and I know that's my problem.
that is like because I mean at this point we've literally just mentioned there's been tons of verbal abuse, physical abuse, um, and so much emotional baggage that has been created in this relationship that does not spell for something that's healthy and safe. And so we know that the answer is to walk away, but from everything that you're sharing in response, there's something that you are holding on to that makes you believe that you either aren't ready to leave or you can't leave.
Yeah.
And I we need to investigate that in order to be able to give yourself permission. And it's not waiting until you're comfortable. It's not waiting until you feel good. It's not waiting until the situation feels good. Let me give it another day. Maybe he'll change. We have enough evidence that shows that this is not conducive.
Yeah.
And the answer, regardless, is to walk away. And that's the most I can tell you, but you have to be willing to do it.
I'm just gonna say thank you because I really didn't think men like this existed. And the fact that you actually give a fuck is so nice. Because a lot of women go through this shit and it's like, it's not okay. And men go through it too because I hate seeing the fact that men get abused or they get cheated on and women are like, well, what'd you do? That's not okay.
No,
Like,
it's not okay
we're
either
all
way.
people. So I just really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a safe space.
Thank
And
you.
this is what this is what a healed lens can do for us, is bring us clarity to our situations so we can make better decisions.
Right. And
And
thank you to
let's
everyone in the comments. Y'all are so nice.
yeah, and let's start now. Let's not wait another day.
Right.
Your life is depending on it.
Yeah.
And we'll worry about all the other ends and things as they come. But right now, your biggest concern is getting to a place of safety
Yeah.
and doing this in a way that allows you to remove yourself healthily and safely from this person and let the
Thank,
healing begin.
thank you.
Okay? Update me, send me a message, connect with me. I want to hear back from you, okay?
I will.
All right. Take it easy.
You too.
Hey man, y'all put a one in the chat. That's a tough one. Um, and it's heavy. It's heavy. Did that make sense to everyone else? Um, listening in. I hope it did. Um, yeah, in any way, shape, or form, those things are not okay. I don't care who started it. I don't care who's trying to end it. Uh-uh. And all over here, I don't fly with that. And something has to give. And I want healthy relationships for every last one of you in this chat who follow the account, all the things. But we have to make a decision. And sometimes we have to choose our hard. I mentioned Robin mentioned that earlier, and I love that statement. We have to choose our hard. And sometimes the harder thing to do is to make a decision that we didn't think we were prepared to do or we came up to do, and that's walk away. But the pain that is resemblant from walking away, regardless of the situation you're walking away from, doesn't mean that you're making a wrong decision. And there's a lot of different beliefs that are inherited. Thank you, M, for sharing that. And I think there's room to be able to connect. Send me a message. Because I do have to get off of this live, and I noticed that you guys are dealing with some serious things. And I think a lot of times what makes it hard to walk away from those moments in those situations is because there is some level of identity that's tied to it. I There's a belief that if I walk away, right, that something is wrong with me, the situation. There's this person could get better. Okay, um, typically speaking, statistically speaking, um, there is a conflation between abuse and neglect. Abuse is things happening to you that shouldn't be happening to you. Neglect are things that should be given to you that are not given to you. We can address neglect. We can address neglect and get on the same page because neglect isn't always intentional. Abuse is. Abuse is an intentional action and decision. And we have to be willing to differentiate the two so we can actually create some sense of healthiness and regulation within our relationships and within our lives. And sometimes there's some identities that are keeping us from leaving and are giving us permission to stay. We want to be curious about that. And not we don't need to solve it in order to walk away. You do not need to solve it and know it all in order to walk away. Your job right now is to leave. That's the only option. Get to safety. We'll deal with the rest as it comes. Let's not wait to feel good, feel better. No, no, no. Sometimes we just need to make the decision because right now staying is coming from a place of survival. And there's a lot more to that. Okay. So listen, I appreciate you guys a ton for listening in. If you guys have other questions, all the things, be able to send me a message. All right. I know I did. I had a lot of callers, didn't get to you all. Send me a message. Send me a message of secure. Okay. If you're interested in getting into my secure program designed to go from anxious and avoidant to secure attachment, I want to give the first week to you for free to try it out. People are getting wins in there. I want you to be a part of that too. Take my free relational diagnostic at the top of my page. Click that link. Also, get your attachment style quiz to know your attachment style at the top of my page through that link. And if you would like a session discounted, 50% off for the month of June, send me a message with the word. I forgot the word I used. Discount, I believe is what I said. Send me the message discount, and I'll get you that calendar. Okay. I'm getting ready for this call. If you guys found something that was helpful, beneficial while listening to this live, send me a message. If you had questions, something that you heard that you wanted to speak to, send me a message. Let's work through it. All right. I appreciate you guys a ton. And until next time, be easy and be breezy. Peace.